Welcome into Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweets. It's supposed to be Xhaka and Jules. Xhaka is AWOL. Meanwhile, Jules, out of everybody, you think maybe Jules is probably the man who's got everything sorted. Technically, he's fine. There won't be any problems. Daily, he has issues with his lights because he forgets to charge them. Jules, you're supposed to be the smart one out of all of us.
No, it's not that I forget to charge it. It's I underestimate the strength of the battery every time. I didn't think I needed to recharge it last night. I should have done it. I will do it every night now, I'm sorry.
Right, let's get the questions. Did Xhaka dance the Macarena when it was at its peak of popularity? Jules?
I'm sure he did. I mean, he always bangs on about how he's got the rhythm and the dance moves and the Trinidad Carnival and all of that. So I would suspect that he did a bit of this. Yeah.
Macarena takes me back to school disco, I reckon. You're about the same age as me, Jules, maybe a little younger.
Maybe, yeah. 1980. I am.
Yeah, 1980, yeah. I must. When was Macarena? I reckon, what, 96?
Do you think? I would have said a bit later than that. 98, 99, no?
Should we just have the whole conversation about the Macarena and just watch YouTube comments blow up about how we're not talking about soccer and just some stupid dance from the 90s? Yeah. Okay. What is one team they would like to see regain their fame and form from the past? Personally, I would love to see Newcastle find their way back to the top of the league again.
Yeah, Newcastle is a good one. Obviously, you could think about Leeds United and their fans and the history at that club. I guess as well a club like Aston Villa that is a club that has won the European Cup before. Nottingham Forest, similar thing. Forest has more European Cup titles than actually English league titles, but still, you know, those kind of clubs with the big following they have maybe deserve to be right up there. In France, a club like Bordeaux, for example, has been a bit of a sleeping giant for a long time, although they're still in the French top flight. It's a bit hard for them. Even in Italy, when you think about AC Milan and how low they fell, you would want those clubs back to the top, to full strength squad and things like this. So yeah, those and yeah, Newcastle is a good one. And maybe if the takeover actually happens and there's a lot of money coming in, maybe they can build another competitive team again.
AC Milan's got to be in there, isn't that? In that conversation as well. The team that we grew up watching, Jules, doing the Macarena, and then to what they are now, it's not quite the same, is it?
No, you're right. I was reading recently about Fabio Capello and that incredible 2 seasons he had, 91 to 93, when they won the Scudettis, obviously, but also had that incredible 58 games in the league unbeaten in a row, which was incredible at the time. They were just so good in every department. And you're right, that Milan team, but even a bit later on as well, they had with the superstars, with Ibra and Thiago Silva and all of that, still in the Berlusconi years, was fantastic. And yet you wonder when or how they will be able to go back to those heights in a very different business model as well right now at the club. But it won't be easy, and certainly maybe will never be as successful as they were before.
Jules, how do you rate Marseille's season so far, and can they challenge PSG for the title over the next 2 years?
It's been interesting because André Villas-Boas coming in the summer with his first year in French football, although he speaks very well the language, he had no real experience of Ligue 1 or French clubs or anything like that, and he's done so well with very limited resources because they didn't have any money pretty much to spend on the transfer window. They even thought about selling some of their stars like Thauvin, for example, or even Payet in the summer. They stayed. He's built a very resilient team, quite defensive but very efficient in both boxes really, and that worked out well. Before we went on to this break, it was a bit more difficult since the turn of the year. They were maybe not as good as they were in the first half of the season, but they were still second in the league. I think they will qualify for the Champions League, which would be very good for them because they need that money, because right now the books are not really well balanced. They've got financial fair play looming over them, and I think the sooner they get some money into the club, the better, and the Champions League will offer that to them.
Final question for you, Jules. When will we see Real Madrid and Barcelona go down the same way we've seen the likes of Milan, Manchester United and Arsenal, or will the lack of competition in Spain in comparison to England and Italy for the top 4 help them stay in Champions League action?
Yes, it's interesting. Again, we've had a debate for many years now. Atletico Madrid and Diego Simeone have done really well to challenge them a bit and compete with them as much as they could. Some seasons better than others. Others, like the current one, where Atletico are 6th in the table. They're way too far from Real Madrid and Barca to come and challenge. Like you said, that sort of competitiveness that they don't really have apart from each other. So I don't really see that as a weakness. I still think La Liga is a very strong league and maybe for me the best in Europe right now. So I don't see that as a problem. However, it's always good if you've got a very strong Atletico Madrid, a very strong Sevilla, a stronger Valencia. If Villarreal can put a good team together and those kind of things, of course it's always better. But I still think that Real Madrid and Barcelona are so ahead of everyone else in that league anyway that they will always be the two big favourites, huge favourites. In Europe, it's a bit different, as we've seen, especially in the last year or 2 years. But I still think that they still have a long way to go for anyone, one, to challenge them in Spain, but two, to feel that as a weakness going into Europe.
Julien Laurens, thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend. And that, of course, goes to everyone who's watching. We'll be back on Monday for more ESPN FC. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.